Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you? Welcome to episode 4. You know, what's kind of funny about this is we have only had the full crew for half of the episodes now. So we're doing great.
Yeah, that's not hard at this number, Jordan.
We're doing great, especially since last week's your next one. So we're going to be even lower on this percentage.
Next week is my last one.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sure.
Not what you said.
Anyways,
Restart.
welcome to episode 4 of Uncalled for. So it's like our golden episode, right?
Yeah, technically.
Golden
sure.
episode, sure. We're 4.
The self-titled.
That was last week with
No, this
Kind
week
of.
is all
This is the
that was
true
Uncalled.
self-titled.
That was Uncalled 3.
This is
with
Uncalled
no,
3
it's the
plus
Uncalled
1.
4 minus
1, episode 3, and then now we got this. But anyways,
So maybe next week when we have 5, we can make it our other.
that's because
titular.
Logan will be here. That is a fair point.
So you see,
That-
it all adds
Logan,
up.
you will love next week.
It's gonna be great.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
It's gonna be
So,
great.
if we have a Tim Cam, do we get a Logan Cam next week?
I don't have a camera, but we're gonna try to get one.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll try to get a Logan cam for that. But anyways, every Monday night, 7 p.m., we get together and we just talk about random stuff, I guess. I can't call it crap because sometimes we're serious, but a lot of the times it just seems to be ridiculous. Like birds aren't real.
Hey, that was very serious, all right?
It was.
Are you
I was
doubting?
enlightened.
Are you doubting?
I am a doubter in this one, yeah. So, John wanted to start things out.
Yeah.
So
I
John,
do.
go ahead, bring up your topic, and
So-
let's get into it.
Yeah. So obviously we all kind of like video games and the whatnot.
Maybe a
you
little
know,
bit.
Maybe just a little bit.
Just a tad.
Somewhat.
Some of us more than others. But E3 is this week. I believe it starts on Friday. And
Okay.
I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on what you're hoping to see.
Okay. And before we go into this, I just want to lead this off.
Yes.
That by the time this is on YouTube, E3 would have already happened.
Yes.
So it was in the past. It was a few days ago. This is being filmed or recorded, I guess,
Time
5 days
travel.
before
Yeah.
E3. So, it's the Monday before it starts up. So just anything that we say, this is kind of like a prediction thing, I guess.
Yeah, kind of.
I just wanted to make sure that we said that now,
Yep.
so that way,
Yep.
later that was understood that it's
confusing.
that way they're not like, oh, why are they saying what might happen even though it was 3 days ago? Like, are they that far behind? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, we're a week behind.
We're a week behind.
Speaking to the future.
Yes. But for me, there's a couple things I'm excited about. Anything Bethesda related, I'm super excited for.
Are they going to be at E3?
They are. They're
Yeah.
part of the Microsoft one, the Xbox one, whatever you want to call it. So they're part of that. And then Nintendo's going to be there. I'm super excited for that. Just anything and everything they have.
Well, Nintendo actually has their own. They're not technically a part of E3. They're
They're-
having their own thing during the E3 week.
What I read the other day was they have something at E3 and then they have an after event that's their own thing. Unless I was wrong.
I don't know. That was
Usually
my
it's
comment.
the same week, but it's not like.
Well,
Yeah.
the way I
Official
understand it
Nintendo.
at this point is that they're actually going to have a time chunk in E3 where
Yeah.
they actually show the video from Nintendo.
Gotcha.
Really?
That,
Okay, that's
I can
different
see
then.
that.
That's different than normal. Usually it's not that way for Nintendo, but okay. Anyways,
and then
continue.
the other-
Why?
that
What is the point?
they want to be
mean-
special.
But I don't know. No, that was kind of my comment against, I guess, because E3 used to be like the thing.
Yeah.
But now everything is separated.
Yep.
Uh,
Everything's got its own
Sony's
thing.
got its own. Microsoft has had its own.
EA announced they're doing one
like-
in July, I think.
It kind of
Like the
sucks now
EA
because
State
Which
of
is
play
interesting,
Yeah.
though, because a lot of these companies that you just mentioned are still sponsoring E3.
Yeah, they're still part
like
of it, like-
PlayStation and Nintendo are both still sponsoring E3.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
The big one for me, like back in April when they announced that they were actually going to do E3 this year, one of the big names that they had was going to be Konami. They were going to be there. They were going to have stuff, and then last month they're like, "Hey, so the timing's not right, and we're not going to be there," which I think is a little weird coming from a company that half of your year revolves around this weekend. And you said, yeah, we'll be there, we'll have stuff, and then a month or so later, you're like, it's not going to happen.
maybe they're just not as far along in the big ticket things that they,
Yeah.
Maybe, but like.
which
how-
can only
I
be a
wonder
few
how-
things if you think about
Yeah,
it. But
their bigger ticket things right now would be the PES, the Pro Evolution Soccer, and then what's the other one that they have right now?
maybe come out of the woods with the Silent Hill.
Maybe. Please.
That'd be cool. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I'm realizing I never play Konami games. The more I Like,
Yeah.
I'm hearing titles. I'm like, oh yeah, I have never played it.
Yeah.
They really have like 2 or 3
Big ones.
known
Big
known
Because
like,
they were the
game
ones
stuff.
that
That's about
made
it.
or published. I might be totally wrong, but weren't they the ones that did like the Metal Gear?
Yeah.
They
yeah.
published those.
When Kojima was still a part.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was
It,
right.
I think
guess.
they've since stopped now. I think they had one that was.
Don't they still?
me.
They still own.
They
The
still
IP,
own
right?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just Kojima was the mastermind behind all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So.
So are we thinking? You want to talk about like predictions of what we
Yeah,
want
like
to see?
what do you guys want to see, and what do you think we're gonna?
Honestly, I
if there's
don't
anything-
know. Like, I haven't been keeping track. I don't know what's coming out right now. It's kind of been like a slow couple years.
It
with
really has been.
everything's kind of shut down. Obviously, the biggest thing for me, I guess, which is a little weird, is Halo Infinite.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was supposed to come out like 2 years ago.
And they flubbed it like a lot of companies have been doing now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that one scares the crap out of me because I love Halo a lot.
Yep.
And there's been some issues. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm
Yep.
excited and trying to keep my expectations down for that.
There you
But
go.
I don't know what else really huge is coming out. Maybe just teasers.
Huge.
Media.
Teasers. Teasers.
Teasers,
Definitely.
I don't know. Maybe a teaser for God of War, the new one.
Yep.
Which they actually pushed that back. Did you hear?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard
I
that.
was
I heard
gonna say.
that. But
Unfortunate.
They pushed that back another year.
maybe a little something to keep you.
Held over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sony's not going to be there, right?
Nope. Sony's
No.
not there. The big three that weren't there, like I said, Konami, Sony, and EA are kind of the big three that aren't going to be a part of it.
And honestly, most of the huge stuff is coming from Sony,
Yeah.
as it has been for a while now. Like
Yeah.
I would say, Horizon Forbidden West, which is coming out pretty soon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna
but
be a good
that's
game.
that's just Sony. Have you played
Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Zero
got.
Dawn, right?
I actually platinumed it on PS4,
Yeah, me
so
too.
I
Fantastic
Great.
game,
I
by
really
the way.
enjoyed it.
Recommend
Wonderful
it
game.
highly.
yeah, extremely good.
Um,
Which also, I haven't played the DLC for that yet.
That's really good,
but
actually. I
They
platinumed that as
Sony
well.
gave that away. Like they gave a digital copy of the game with the DLC away on
Mm-hmm.
PS4. So I actually might go back here sometime soon, for sure, before the new one comes out. And
It was
I
one
wanna
of the
play that.
free games, the deluxe edition or whatever, on
Yeah, it was like last
PS
month.
Plus or whatever
Yeah,
a
last
while
month,
ago.
2 months
But
ago.
it came full DLC and stuff, which was really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that's not going to be E3 though. So I really don't know what's going on.
The one that stood out to me, 'cause it's not potentially not game related, but Gearbox is supposedly doing something at some point during the weekend. Gearbox meaning Borderlands.
Yeah.
It might not necessarily be a new game. I know they've got the movie in
doubt it.
production. If they might talk about that a little bit, which kind
Oh,
of
man.
worries me.
That's a whole
not.
other conversation. Let's not talk
Yeah.
about
What,
that.
I'm
right
not-
now.
Borderlands movie?
They're doing a movie.
We'll
Yeah.
get into that later.
haven't heard
Let's
that.
not delve into it.
His
Oh
voice
my
in
gosh,
contract.
Jack Black.
Wait, are you serious?
We'll leave it there. It gets much worse.
Yes. that could be a whole
That might
episode.
be the only thing that might be okay. Which moving on,
Anyway,
we're gonna get stuck on that
yes,
one for a
yeah.
while, but
that'll be a topic for next week. But
yeah.
so that's kind of what I'm hoping we get some announcement for that.
I've heard. Like, I mean, it's not gonna be another game. I'm almost positive. Borderlands 3 coming out, so recently.
Yeah.
But
I still need to finish that game.
they're still making DLC for it, I believe. I think there's like a season 2 DLC.
Yeah. I have the
something
season
or other.
pass, but the person I was playing the game with, like I had a playthrough I was going through with somebody, haven't talked to them in forever, I guess, so I just kind of stopped playing it, but I want to pick it back
Sure.
up again.
I'd be down to play that again. I love Borderlands.
Yep.
Honestly, I think 3 was a little bit of a not as good
Not
as
as
2.
great,
It
like-
kind of went downhill for me a little bit, which
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like they did what usually we want people to do as fans, gamers. Like stick with what you're doing, what's good, what people
Yeah.
love. But like they
Yeah.
didn't innovate at all, really. I don't
Yeah,
think,
it's
and it
kind of the same as 2. And
it got a little monotonous. The story wasn't as good. It's hard to trump. What was that? Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack.
That was really
that's-
good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I heard tales of them doing something with Tales from the Borderlands again, which I don't know if you've played that. Joe.
I
That
played.
was
I
really,
played
really
a
good.
little
that was
bit of it.
fantastic.
I loved it. I really hope they do something more with it.
that was
I'd love to see
fantastic. Recommend that as well.
Yeah,
guys.
that was really good. That was the Telltale.
Yep, the Telltale series.
Yeah.
Which rip. But
Oh yeah, they died.
yeah, that was
They died
Probably
and
my
did actually
favorite
harder
Telltale
than Weston
series,
did
actually.
week 1.
yeah.
Well,
they
that's not
haven't
hard.
they haven't
That's
been
not
resurrected
hard.
yet either,
No,
like him.
no.
So
So,
someone
about-
bought him though.
Yeah,
I don't remember who.
Yeah, I know the one thing I'm looking forward to the most for E3, and you guys are gonna laugh. It's actually not Elder Scrolls 6 because I know that that's not gonna be out.
It's not
Starfield.
It won't.
Starfield.
a teaser. At
That
least.
is
Yeah,
Bethesda's
an
new.
actual
Well,
teaser.
they've been.
It's their new IP. I
It's
know.
their new IP, but what have they been working on since Fallout 4? Literally nothing. Okay, so since Fallout 4.
Well, yeah, you could have said that a year or two ago.
Well,
that
no,
they should have
I-
released something
I
from
know.
Starfield.
So that's what I'm saying. Like they're going to have. I think
They have to.
Starfield comes out this year. I think it comes out in November.
this year, huh?
Well, when they
I
released
would-
Skyrim and when they released
Sure.
Fallout, they released I guess they officially announced them at E3 that year. You know, there was rumors and
Sure.
there were swirlings going around about it before then, but it hit the point where
You thinking holiday?
it'll be November. Starfield will come out in November, and then what's going to happen is after that, the new IP will be done. They're going to wait not next year, but the year after. So I guess 2023 will be Elder Scrolls 6 is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think they're going to release a big game 2 years in a row. I think they're going to try to ride that wave of Starfield out, or just depending on, I guess I can't even say depending on how Starfield goes, because it's not like they're going to be able to say, oh yeah, we're going to rush this forward a year. But I think they've been taking their time on it so much because everyone knows that Bethesda is such a buggy, broken mess with every single game.
I heard they're still on the creation engine with
and that,
Starfield.
see, that's what I'm afraid of, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that's like
So
just a rumor,
terrible.
and they come out and say we have a whole new engine specifically for this, which for me, being an Elder Scrolls fan, would be huge because I would love to see them, get the bugs of this new engine out with Starfield, and then that way, when Elder
You
Scrolls
gotta
6
start
comes
somewhere.
out, they do. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't want the Elder Scrolls game to be the first one on this new engine. I want something else there. And I think Starfield being a new IP would be perfect because, like, oh, sorry, we haven't made anything like this before, so there's going to be a few bugs. We've never made space exploration, which I think is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, No Man's Sky for me was such a cool concept, and I love what the game kind of is. I haven't played it as much as I'd want to,
Yeah.
but it's
Good
one of those
concept,
games where,
bad execution.
yeah, and it's one of those games where I love the idea
Yep.
of being able to take off a ship from a planet, go to another galaxy, and do whatever you want. And I'm kind of thinking that with the way Bethesda makes games, it'll be very similar to that. And I hope that it's something like that where you get like a ton of exploration.
Yeah.
Not on such a huge scale.
Yeah.
But where you maybe have, let's say you can go like it's not going to take place in our universe. I don't think.
It's gonna be incredibly narrative driven.
Yeah.
It will be
As,
like there's going to be a story,
all
but
Bethesda games are, which is much better than just pure
Open
No Man's
well,
Sky. stuff
yeah,
like
but then
that,
also with Bethesda games too, when you play Skyrim, for instance, you don't have to do the main story ever.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
But
so
that's
that's
what
the
builds the
thing.
world, though.
It's what it. Yes and no. I mean, you can get to the point where there's dragons, and then honestly, after that, do whatever you want, and it's going to be just as fun.
Yep.
But the fact that you're going to be able to take that and go, this planet or this planet or this planet
Sure.
or this planet, and just kind of do whatever you want. I can't wait to see what they do with that. I'm excited for it.
Mhm.
I think they're going to. Do we know when Bethesda is going to have when Microsoft thing?
They're-
It's a weekend long deal.
Their Bethesda's is I think during the Microsoft. It's a part of.
It's
the
a part of the micro.
Microsoft
But
one.
when is that though?
is that Saturday?
I believe yeah, it's Saturday. I think.
Okay, because that would be extremely.
I'll double
fun.
check the schedule.
Be at a wedding,
I think Weston's already
No, Weston's got
I'm
it.
getting toward that.
Weston's already on it.
but yeah,
But yeah, I think that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. That's my main prediction is that Starfield comes out in November. I don't have the calendar of November in front of me to say it's going to be this day because usually they
Sure.
release on a Friday now. I guess it used to be Tuesdays, but now they moved it to
so
global.
you say holiday this year.
Yeah.
I say beginning of the year next year.
You think they're skipping the holiday?
Yeah,
Ooh, I don't think they will, just based off the fact that it's been how many years since they've
Sure.
already released a game.
I get it.
I don't think they're missing another year. They
Okay.
can't.
So Microsoft will have their Xbox and Bethesda game showcase starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday.
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 On
So
Sunday,
they're
okay.
they're one of the final headliners then.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing? We could hang out here.
Sunday.
We could have like a
Not sure.
stream where we react to it if you want.
Well, they go through Tuesday, so
Yeah, it goes into
Oh yeah,
next
it goes
week.
into next
Oh,
week.
okay. Well,
But,
Weston, what are you looking?
we'll talk about it.
Have you thought of anything or seen anything that you're looking forward to?
Well, I've been so busy trying to like learn things about like the new Unreal Engine 5, which is in early access, stuff like that. I haven't really looked at the E3 showcase and thought too much about that at this point. As a total geek of somebody who like I've always loved the Legend of Zelda series, so I'm excited for the Nintendo one and hoping that they actually do something
Breath of the Wild
for
2.
the 35th
Yes.
anniversary.
Yes.
What they did back in February was a total letdown, if you ask me. They announced Skyward Sword HD, and that was pretty much it. And it's not even
Some
the
weak
greatest in the series. It's just like at the cost that they're asking for it, and then what little they're actually adding. It was like, come on, Nintendo, give us a little something. So I'm hoping they do something a little more for it. My inner geek is just really hoping that all they were doing was trying to sell a little bit more for their Mario 35th stuff
Yeah.
and trying to hold off so nobody just stopped and was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to save off for this. But I don't know. Otherwise, I'm always a fan of the Square Enix stuff as well.
Yep.
It's,
I mean,
That's Final
that's me.
Fantasy, right?
Final Fantasy,
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts,
Tomb
Dragon
Raider,
Quest.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Not Spider-Man anymore. No, man, that's Insomniac. My bad.
Yeah, you also have like Star Ocean and a few of those. So those are some of their bigger IPs. But
Oh,
so
man.
Speaking
Sorry,
of
Sony, but I love more Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, more, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Right.
Speaking of big IPs and stuff, and you brought up Nintendo, rumors have been going around for the last 6 months to a year. I don't remember when they started, of a new iteration of the Switch,
Pro.
the Switch Pro. Here, I put this on Twitter. This needs to happen. If they don't call it the Super Nintendo Switch and have a collector's edition where it's gray and like
Purple?
gray and purple, like the old school Super
That'd be cool.
Nintendo, I am going to be so disappointed. I want the Super Nintendo Switch. I don't want Nintendo Switch Pro. I want it to be called the Super Nintendo Switch, and I want the retro gray and purple color scheme for it. I think that'd be so cool. But then also Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever they're going to call it officially, will come
There's
out this
got
year
to be
as well.
some sort of teaser
Well,
or something for Breath.
that has to
something
come
I
out
will
this year.
say is this: if you look at the history of their console releases, they almost always release alongside a Zelda game. If you look at the GameCube, it released alongside Wind Waker. If you look at the Wii, it released alongside Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
If you look at the Switch, it released alongside Breath of the Wild. And you can go back and back and back, and it typically does reflect each other.
So
So
Super
my
Nintendo-
expectation is that their next iteration of the Switch will come out alongside a Zelda game, which is likely going to be
Super
Breath of the
Nintendo
Wild
Switch.
2. So they're probably going to come out with a special edition of that for it. But probably not going to be quite what you expect, but I would actually love what you're saying right
Dude,
there.
wouldn't
as
that be
well.
awesome? Can you imagine the Joy-Cons are the same exact color and look exactly like the Super Nintendo controllers? Like, they just have the
Man,
whole thing.
that was my very first console I ever played on.
So
was
the
Super
nostalgia
NES.
would be
So-
huge for you, and that's something that we need.
And for pure nostalgia's sake, like you have to take out the game and blow on the cartridge and put
Yes.
it back in.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
dude.
Because
Yes.
that fixed the game every time, all the time,
Perfect.
always.
I'm surprised you didn't grab that Nintendo 64 cartridge next to you, and just for old time's sake, you know?
You know it. So, what do you think are the odds are that you'll get some other form of Skyrim?
Do they next gen it?
Milk it even more.
Skyrim
How
PS5.
many more versions can they create?
Well, okay.
I mean,
so
indefinitely,
it-
really.
I know this won't ever happen now because they've been bought by Microsoft, but this would be really funny. Elder Scrolls 5 on the PlayStation 5, and you just have like a stupid edition for it where it's even more broken than the PS3 version because why not? I don't know. That'd just be kind of funny to me. But
What a meme, man.
Yeah.
now,
So
what's
dumb.
more likely? Legitimate question. What's more likely here? Skyrim being ported to next gen, or GTA 5? Because they've both been
I'm
ported
surprised
a lot.
GTA 5 isn't already.
I know. I kind of am too. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's more likely? Do you think it's going to be GTA?
Like,
if
Two
anything gets
worst
announced,
games milked ever.
And the thing
Understatement.
about GTA is it's becoming more popular again. Like it died for a couple of years, but especially the GTA RP, like the no
the
pixel
streamers
stuff,
on.
it's getting more and more people back into it.
Well, part of the reason it died so bad is because they haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
There's been nothing new.
It dies because you lose your fascination with it. It's just the same sandbox crap all over again.
Yep.
And You stop
I think I've
playing
played-
it, and then you go back, and it's the same thing.
I think I played GTA 5 for maybe 2 hours with GTA Online with a friend. We were just driving around, crashing mopeds into other cars and stealing cars from people.
Wow, you just described the
fun.
entire
It's
game.
fun for an hour or two.
Yeah, exactly. We played it for 2 hours.
Then it's
you know?
like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like after 2 hours, we were like, yeah, okay, I'm done. And I
Yeah.
know there's a lot more stuff you can do with it. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
So
I will say the RP side of it does make the game better, depending on what company is running it. There's a couple different ones I know, but
that's a whole different discussion is
Yes.
about GTA roleplay, because I know for a fact I would be the guy that doesn't take it seriously. Like, you get those people that they play
You'd be
legit
back-
cops.
you'd be
I
kicked
would-
off.
I'd be
So
booted
fast.
so fast, because my whole point would be I'm gonna see how many people I can piss off in the shortest amount of time, because they're way too serious with it.
Wait,
actually,
you don't
like-
do that anyway in normal life?
Okay, I mean, I did make a few enemies this weekend at work, but that's beside the point. But the whole thing is I would purposely go out of my way to. That's a whole different topic for a whole other day, though. We can talk about that at some point.
yeah.
But I gave my predictions. Dan gave what you want to see.
Kind of. Just, I don't know, Halo Infinite to be good.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be good. Do you think it's gonna happen? Let's just
Oh,
give
yeah,
a
they'll
yes or
talk
no.
about
Okay,
it for sure. Have
Yeah.
to.
come out this year.
I think so.
Okay.
I'd say holiday this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like to see enough to actually get excited about, you know?
Yeah.
Something to actually hit me out and like, wow, that's unexpected. That's cool. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't had that from an E3 in a long
In a
time.
long time.
Long time.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
really
been a
want
couple
something
years.
to just kind of come out and just give me a good old right hook.
Out
And,
of left field, not expected at all. would
Those
be-
world premieres that just like, oh my gosh.
Well, see, also they haven't. They didn't do an E3 last year because
They did. It was they had to like scramble because they had everything set for an in-person
Yeah.
thing, and they had to just throw everything online, which is what they're doing again this year. It's all digital. There's no like live audience. But next year there's
Takes the fun
supposedly
out of it.
It really does.
next year supposedly, hopefully they're gonna have everybody back and
Don't know why they wouldn't. But
Okay.
groups full. But it
Yeah.
is all kind of digital this year, unfortunately. But
Yeah. And depending on what time things are, I haven't looked yet. But if you guys are down to get together and maybe do like a reaction stream, we can just kind of sit on the couch and watch it on the TV or something. I'm down for that. But
it
that,
depends on the time. But yeah,
Well,
we,
we'll
we can
see.
think, we'll talk about it a little bit.
yeah, we can figure it out later. But
yeah,
I
Sorry,
think-
just an aside here, but what are you guys' favorite E3 moments ever? Just if you had to pick one.
Oh.
I know what mine is for sure.
See, I think my favorite one would be when they did announce when they did the teaser for Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep.
Because it was open. I was so happy.
That was your favorite.
That was in recent memory.
Ooh,
recent
Elder Scrolls
memory.
6, the words. That's it.
I have to go with the same thing, but not for the same reason. Jordan and I watched it. Were we downstairs? At
No,
the
we were
time?
watching
we were
it
up
right here.
watching it right here.
And Tim was here, too.
I watched this man tear up.
So your reaction to his reaction?
Yes, that was my favorite
I was like,
thing.
yes, it's finally coming. Like, we needed it.
It's finally
coming
coming in
in
5 years.
In a
It was
decade.
beautiful.
It was
In
great.
a decade.
It was beautiful.
My favorite for sure is after, 10, 15, 20 years of just toying with people and finally, given the teaser for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
That just blew my mind. That was awesome.
I'm actually not even sure.
Some love there.
So,
But
I don't know. Like, I've
You're
had
such a
a
liar.
couple of ones that I really enjoyed.
they were cutting onions that day, okay?
Yours is probably what, my second favorite with the
Just
Final
that
Fantasy
reaction,
VII.
man.
But I'd say probably my favorite was oh gosh, I'm one of those that. Okay, I'll be the first to admit it. I'm a total Zelda fanboy. So back when they released, just started actually giving us information about Breath of the Wild that first time, that hit me hard. Okay,
Yep.
I'm a total fanboy for Zelda. I'll be the first to admit it. No shame here, but
It's all
so that
good.
one hit me hard.
That's all
But
good.
then Final Fantasy VII, probably number 2 for me.
Yeah, actually, Breath of the Wild was my first ever Zelda game, so I didn't
Really?
I didn't really have. I never played them growing up. I
Sure.
I played a lot of different games on the Nintendo 64 and stuff. And
If you
I
have a
just
chance to
never
play
had
any of them, A Link to the Past on Super Nintendo.
Now I
dude,
do
my very
have-
first video game right there.
Isn't that on the Switch for the Virtual Console?
I
think.
think it is
So
now, right?
I actually have access to a lot of them.
That one's
only
really
Man,
worth playing.
Get one of those online Super Nintendo controllers and play like that. The nostalgia is just.
Weston didn't
oh,
cry. No, he didn't. He's a man, unlike Jordan.
It's true. By the way, I have no tears. They just don't come. Sorry, fans.
Love you, Jordan.
Ooh.
He only cries for legitimate things.
Ooh.
Jordan, just words make him cry. A few. Actually, it's not even words, just pixels on a screen. That's all it takes.
Sorry, Jordan. JK,
Next
guys.
topic
JK.
now. Weston. What did you want to talk about?
All
Actually,
right.
Here, just you can cut this out of YouTube. Weston, move your mic a little closer. Jordan, move your mic back. Makes it a lot easier on sound.
There you go.
So Weston,
Is
what-
that
Tim
better?
taking
Yes,
charge.
better.
Tim
All
taking
right.
charge.
Tim's being bossy. So what is your topic you'd like to talk about?
So, what I'm here to discuss today is Computex.
So
okay?
more technology related.
Yes. So that happened last week. I don't know
I'll just
about
enjoy this one.
the rest of you guys, but I actually follow through with this stuff because I only teach technology. So I actually do watch all of these, go through them. But I'm going to keep this kind of condensed to what you guys might actually kind of care about. So I'm going to keep this down to three major companies. And that's going to be AMD, Intel, and NVIDIA. Because otherwise, I don't think most of you are going to care about any of them. So, did any of you others actually watch Computech?
I
No.
didn't watch it.
I more paid attention to recaps because I didn't want to sit down and watch the whole thing. So I just waited till other companies or other YouTube channels and stuff were like, "Hey, this is what happened, and this is what you need to know." So I didn't pay
So-
attention to the actual things themselves.
Did you have any reactions from it from what you did see?
Not really a whole lot. Was Nvidia's 3080? Was that part of Computex?
3080
The
Ti
30 yeah, the 3080 Ti.
and the
I-
3070 Ti.
the fact that they called them the Ti just
Well,
hurt
it's
me.
short for titanium.
I don't freaking care. It's been the TI for years, and it's been T.I, right? Is how it's always been? Is
No,
it?
it's always been just Ti.
It's always been
I thought
TI.
on the cards itself it said T.I. I don't
No,
know.
it's always
Okay.
just been Ti.
Unless
guess
you're
I-
buying bootleg cards.
Dude, I've never owned a TI card, so I wouldn't, or a Ti card, so I guess I
Yeah,
wouldn't know.
technically they're Ti, and don't worry, I
Um,
mispronounced them for the longest time too.
So it definitely, that was weird. I didn't like that. But then AMD, was this announced or was this rumored? They have a 32 gigabyte VRAM buffer GPU coming out. Be like the 6800 XT Pro or something. It's 32 gigs of VRAM. I don't know if that was
There-
announced or if that's been rumored, but anyways, that's something else I saw.
I don't remember seeing that in all of it, but maybe they mentioned something about that. That wasn't what really took my eye from that.
Okay, so we'll get into yours. What caught your eye and what do you want to talk about? Because I
Okay,
can talk about
first
this stuff
off-
for a while.
One of the areas, first off, AMD has been killing Intel for a long time. Can we all agree on that? Can we just first
Oh,
start
yes.
with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the few areas that Intel could still claim.
I just love that Dan knows nothing about this. He's like, oh, yes, of course, yeah.
I know
One
a
of
little.
one of the few.
I don't care.
I love you, Dan.
No,
So,
you guys enjoy. I'm glad
One of
you're
the
talking about
few
something you like.
areas that Intel could still claim mastery of was their APU market.
Yep.
AMD didn't really have much to fight with that.
They do
However,
now.
here they're bringing out their what is that going to be, the 5700 and
5700G.
5600 G.
Yeah, which
And-
actually are already out, but they're in OEMs only.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, you see, before that they had the pros, but you had to go through special ordering to get those,
Yes.
and you had to buy them in bulk, and that was a true and total pain in the rear. Okay, these are actually going to be consumer marketable APUs, and this is actually going to be something that actually impacts the market in a serious way for this. Because now you don't have to go to Intel in order to get something worthwhile for the APU market. This is going to be a huge killer because not only are they actually in 7 nanometer, Intel's still in 10 nanometer.
Yep.
That's their smallest one.
I thought Intel was still 14.
No, they got some 10, okay?
Oh, I guess for their mobile GPU, or their
For their
mobile,
mobile.
for their mobile, but for desktop, it's
They're still 14,
it's
which
still
makes
14.
no sense to me
they're on
whatsoever.
they're 14 plus 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 plus.
It's stupid. Okay, I don't get how
With a fun
Intel,
picture.
one of the most prominent technology companies for decades, can be struggling so hard,
Yeah.
so freaking hard to produce something that was produced several years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, it shouldn't take them this long to do this.
AMD's going down to 5.
I know exactly.
I think
Yeah.
with the next iteration of Ryzen, they're going down to a 5. But then it's actually
Pretty sure it's a 4.
no, it's 5.
No,
and
it's
then
4.
the shut up, it's 5. And then the one after that,
Tim is passing notes.
that's
He's telling me to
coming
draw
out
pictures, and
within the next
it's
few
very rude.
years is going to be 3. They actually already have 3 in development,
That
so it's going to be 3 nanometer architecture, which is going to be incredible.
And for those
then
who
did you
don't
see-
know, this is going to increase speeds and power consumption.
Yes,
Because
be
it doesn't
more
have to
efficient.
carry it across so far. So, and it's also going to increase accuracy at the same time.
Yeah.
So, really good to reduce that number down. Okay?
And then
it's
did-
not just a fun number that we're throwing around. Okay? It's actually important.
Did you see that AMD's also switching from a PGA to LGA,
Yeah.
which
that's
is going to be, I think, kind of a huge improvement there as well. And I mean, the PGA has been working, but if they're able to fit, how many thousands of more connections with the LGA?
I'm not an artist. Leave me alone. Nope. We're starting over.
I love you, Dan. All right. So, that APU market hitting hard.
Yes,
Then, also,
coming in hot.
this is something that kind of just threw me for a loop. 3D chiplets for
Yes, I saw
AMD.
that. Where they're-
Chiclets like the gum?
No. So this is how did they come up with this? Like I didn't
don't
even
know.
think of it.
The fact that it's able to, have the heat spreader on there too,
Mm-hmm.
without overheating the rest of it, because there's not that gap, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they figured out how to get it 3D so it's up, and that's just for the cache, right? They're just putting the
Just on the
cache there.
cache.
It's only the cache on there. Okay, so they're putting the cache up on the 3D, like on top of the. I don't know if you've seen this yet. Like on top of the chips,
Yep.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be able to fit more cache onto each one,
okay.
which is going to just be incredible. But they also, because it's on top, the fact that they're able to still put the IHS on there
Mhm.
and it doesn't actually, heat up the chips anymore.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have to
is
worry about the
incredible.
thermal throttling that comes with that.
Yeah, that's incredible to me. And
Sounds like torture. Thermal throttle.
only torture to some, Dan.
It's like the opposite of Chinese water torture.
It's the thermal throttle technique.
I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
They do that in Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, we'll put them in the thermal throttle room.
No, they don't.
All right. So something else about AMD that kind of caught me out of left field is they're actually putting their chipsets into Teslas now. Did you see that?
Yes, they've been doing that for a while, I thought.
But you see, here they're doing it in a full entertainment system. So you're getting a full AMD computer within the entertainment system inside of a Tesla.
See, I thought they had AMD GPUs in there for the last few years, I guess. So that's,
Well, here's the thing: they're implementing them into the level of what we're actually seeing in the consoles.
okay.
So you're practically
Gotcha.
getting a PS5 or an Xbox Series X in a Tesla.
Actually, I think I read that
Not
they're.
quite that level, but
I think they actually said that they're putting like in a 6800 XT into Teslas, which would be more than the PS5.
are they going up?
I heard.
I-
that, I'll look it up quick. If you
Double
wanna
check
talk.
that. I'd heard different things about that, but I can't remember the exact value for it, but I'd heard they were going down just a little bit, but if they're going up, man, that's killer. Man, you're getting all that in a car?
I
Yeah.
might be wrong, but I did hear it. Unless it's the same architecture.
You're probably
as the
wrong.
6800. Okay.
I'll accept it, but whatever.
Feel
4
free
days
to mute
ago.
me.
Let's see. Tesla's
No,
new AMD.
no,
Yeah.
keep him up at full. Keep him up at full.
Oh, I guess it does say could have Sony PS5 performance, so I guess
So-
it's the same architecture. But okay, so it's the same architecture as the 6800 XT. I love how I'm getting ads for Viking axes. That's okay.
Well, I mean, what else would we ever want?
Why
in life?
wouldn't you?
That's what we
Kind
all
of a
need,
normal
isn't
thing
it?
to want, right?
I mean, I want one so bad.
Okay, and then other than that, so yeah, I'm going to assume they're not quite at the level of a PS5, but who knows? Maybe they'll come out and surprise us. Okay, though I don't know why they necessarily would need that level in there. I don't know why.
Oh my god. Really quick, I just want you to read this paragraph right here where they're talking about using your Tesla to mine Bitcoin because of the GPU that's in there.
This makes me want to kill people.
People are gonna buy Teslas. So can you imagine like mining operations with 50 Teslas sitting there all plugged
Well,
in?
so kind of derailing for a half second. Talking about like microchips in cars right now, there are like NASCAR racetracks in Detroit that their parking lots are full of trucks right now because they don't have the chips for the computers in the trucks. They're brand new trucks, just thousands of them sitting in a parking lot.
Yeah, Tesla
Because-
has the same issue where
yeah.
they have thousands of Tesla cars that they just don't have the chips.
don't
in.
have
Yeah,
the
they
chips
just need
for.
the chipsets.
Yeah.
There's been a supply chain issue
Yeah.
in getting the silicon everywhere they need it to be. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Let's move on from AMD. There's other stuff I could have mentioned, but for the sake of time, I'll come down. Intel's gonna be really short because Intel really sucked at Computech. Okay,
Shocker.
To be fair, Intel sucked at everything for the last 5 years.
you're not wrong. So here are some of their selling points. Okay, they're getting 5G on their laptops just built in. Big whoop. They actually sold off their 5G
Is that
subdivision.
Is that an Intel specific thing? Because you can put a 5G antenna in any.
Well, you
laptop.
can, but these are going to be built in, and they're
Built
actually
in.
NVMe.
Okay.
So like an M2 drive,
Okay.
so that you can actually put it inside your device, and wherever you go, you'll have internet access.
What's stopping you from doing that with any AMD? With
It's-
with
Yeah,
this
it's
PCI?
terrible.
It's
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
so, you can, but it's the integration level that we're discussing.
Never
here.
to be seen.
It's built into it. I'm actually
Leave it.
I know what he was
Son of
drawing.
it. Stop it.
Weston, pass it this way.
So here's our
Here,
art.
Dan. Here, Dan.
There you go.
No.
No. You got to get up there so they can
Hey.
actually see it. This is Dan's art.
That's real bad. I haven't drawn anything. In
I
like
feel like we need to put
10
that on
years.
on a poster and we can sell it on a merch store. Tim,
All
no, don't light it on fire.
All right.
There's actually no
So
smoke detectors up here.
the next thing that they did bring up for Intel, the U series mobile CPUs, big whoop. There was nothing really to it. They're just
Yeah.
trying to say that they got more powerful mobile CPUs. They announced
Very
their
bad
Alder Lake,
standards there, Terraria.
and they're still at 10 nanometer.
Yes.
Those were their selling points.
Yeah.
Great selling points. Good job, guys.
Great
You
job,
did
Intel.
nothing.
And I had higher expectations for them. I'm not gonna lie.
Me
when
too.
I think
Pat
everybody did.
back,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
they got. Have you heard about their CEO at this point? He was actually there back in what 89. Well, I don't expect you guys to actually know this. Sorry, but way back when.
The look on Tim's face.
You look directly at me for the answer, and I'm like, I have nothing for you.
So
Ask me
Pat
for the
was
answer.
actually the CTO and one of the chief vision officers for Intel for over 30 years back in their prime. And then he left, and it was either 09 or
Don't you do
10,
this.
somewhere in that
Please
range.
let me actually draw
And
something
then
good.
he left to go. I can't remember what company he went off to, but he's now back.
Yeah.
And so he left during the time when AMD came into their prime and got
Yep.
into their stride.
Yes.
So I was hoping that when he came back, he might actually push them back into what kind of that stage that they were before, where they were actually competitive.
How long
Terrible
has he
people.
been back
Terrible.
though?
Just since January.
So I mean,
So he
Wishful
hasn't been back
thinking,
for long.
yeah, he hasn't been
but
back
here's
very
the
long.
thing: he was always known as a go-getter.
yeah,
So I was kind of expecting him to kind of push them even for this. I mean, this is a big event.
yeah. Maybe next year they'll
I'm
have.
hoping by
Wonderful.
CES.
Oh
you'll
yeah,
have
by
it.
CES hopefully they'll have
We'll,
something.
we'll see. We'll see. Please be
This
better.
is gonna make them think I'm actually a terrible artist, which I am. Don't get me.
I put that
don't
up.
get me wrong.
He's actually really good.
I put
Don't get
that
me
up
wrong.
on
Really
our,
good.
Our huge media Twitter. I put Tan's beautiful art.
I love it.
This
Then, just to save time, I'm going to kind of quickly go over some of the highlights of NVIDIA because I don't want to take forever on this.
Yep.
cover photo.
So really, the biggest thing you're going to get out of the NVIDIA one is the 3080 Ti and the 3070
it's
Ti, which we
true.
already kind of
It's
covered.
true.
yeah.
I feel like this was also a letdown on NVIDIA's part.
Yeah.
Roasting in
Like-
here.
And for what you're paying for the 3080 Ti, it's
No,
Ti. Just call it the Ti, please. You're gonna drive me nuts by saying Ti.
the TIE Fighter.
okay. I mean, sure, it is a solid boost, but for $1,200, it's just
not worth.
It's
it.
not that much of a boost.
It's not too. It's not much.
No, especially when you get the same VRAM as the The 3080. I agree.
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. So it has 3090 performance.
You better
Not
give
quite,
that a lot
about
of
2.5%
likes
lower,
on
roughly.
Twitter.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
I know,
with
right?
with half the VRAM because it has 12, I believe.
Yeah,
right? So
out of the 24
So out
for
of
the
24.
3090.
So I mean, if you're looking at it in comparison to the 3090, it's a killer deal. I think. Because
I would have liked to see the price dropped a little further.
what games use 24 gigs of VRAM, or what games are going to use 24 gigs of VRAM?
Well, see, that's just
There
it.
isn't.
3090 was never meant for gaming.
No, it was meant for like professional video production and stuff like
Exactly.
that. Or if you wanted to really go all out, 8K gaming, which even then it was
It's-
hardly able to do. So
Yeah.
I would say $1,200. You save $300, and you get half of the VRAM. But you're never going to come close to using it for a gamer's perspective. I would say, you get the performance in games without as much VRAM for like the video production stuff, which realistically not no one's doing, but you know what I mean. A majority of people are not. I'd say it's actually a pretty good deal. When you put it in comparison to the two, the 3080 and the 3090, I'd say that $1,200 price tag is not all that bad.
I get that, but if you also look at the competition from AMD's side,
It's only 10
just-
better.
That's true.
I love you, Dan. I love you so much. But if you look at the competition from AMD, it's just the price per performance ratio just isn't there.
Yeah.
It just
Well-
isn't there.
Okay, now from a streamer's perspective, AMD does not have the NVIDIA broadcast. They do not have the NVENC encoder. They do not have. They're starting to roll
I get
out
that,
their own version
but-
of DLSS, which I forget what they call it, but I don't know.
Was
if
that the RDNA?
No, RDNA
Or
is
was
the
that the
architecture.
Fidelity?
It might be the Fidelity. That sounds right.
Yeah, Fidelity.
So that's like their version of DLSS, which they did not have. And looking at the demos that they had, it didn't look good. I don't know if you saw.
I did.
I was really unimpressed. So DLSS
But-
2.0, incredible. The NVENC encoder for streaming specifically, and then for video rendering and stuff like that.
But the thing I'm going to
incredible.
say is, yeah, the software is great, but you can use that on any of the
You
NVIDIA
can.
cards. So
No,
there's
you're
nothing
right.
special to the TI. We'll say
You're
TI
right.
because I agree that's how it should be pronounced.
You're right.
But
I'm not arguing
I feel
that.
like the 3080 Ti should have been a little cheaper, but I can see what they're doing.
See, I will agree. A little bit cheaper would be nice, but at the same time, I think $1,200. I can't believe I'm saying it's a good value, but for today's market,
Yeah.
if you can find
I feel
one-
like it's priced for today's market.
if you
Yeah.
can find a
Isn't today's
3080
market
Ti
absolutely terrible,
for
though?
$1,200,
Exactly.
So why would you say it's a good thing?
If you can find it for $1,200, that's what 3060s are going for on eBay right now. So I mean, realistically,
yeah.
But okay,
that's like
you
the
just-
topic we had 2 weeks ago. where we
On a
were
more
talking about
serious
scalpers.
note, though, I think if you want to call it a tie, right? You have to be able to wear it with a suit.
TIE Fighter.
So you're saying that we need to make sure our
Can you
builds are
hang
all
it around
like
your neck?
black and white, and it has to hang down just right.
Yep.
Is it fashionable?
Oh,
Some of them probably.
some of them, yeah.
It'd be like
It's worth
that
the extra.
idiot, what Logan Paul did last night, where he wore the PSA 10 Charizard around his neck. Except you're just walking around with a graphics card.
So
Old graphics
New
cards
fashion.
like the big
Ever
chains
evolving.
that they used to wear.
Be like Flava Flav, but instead of the clock, you get a GPU.
There you go.
Clock speeds.
hey, you're not wrong. All right, for the sake of time, let's move on to the next one. Plus, we can bring Dan in here, and he won't be so bored here
Okay.
on the
Well,
side.
I'm having a good time.
Drawing is beautiful Yoda art.
Yeah,
It was real
great.
bad.
It was great.
His Yoda art.
It's real bad.
Yodert.
Sounds like a snack.
No, don't applaud that one.
Yes, applaud me, Tim. I approve.
For as much as we interrupted Weston, I'll applaud him.
Yeah.
We did interrupt you a lot. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'll take it. I'm used.
Yeah.
I have students who interrupt me all the time. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
You can give them bad grades though.
Oh, trust me, I threaten them all the time.
Oh, you threatened them.
Oh, trust me.
It's college.
It's
okay?
college. They're used to it.
I feel like that needs to be on a T-shirt for him. I threaten my students all the time.
Hey. It works sometimes.
I'm down to make some cool merch. That's all
Oh,
I'm
we
saying.
need it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're going to at some point. So move on to the next topic then. If there's anything you want to add, you good?
No, well, let's just move on. I'm
right.
hoping for a better CS. That's all I'll say.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
we'll move on with Dan's
Yes.
topic then. So Dan,
Oh yes.
Reintroduce Dan to the podcast. Welcome
this
back.
is Dan.
Hey, Dan.
If you haven't heard him in a while.
They heard me not too long ago. I was saying very intelligent things.
You're talking about neckties, but all right. What's your topic?
This is very, very, good stuff. Yeah. I'm very offended that you talk about me like this.
Okay, shut up. What's your topic?
All right. Somewhat on the technology side, not really. This is a fun one, but we're gonna talk about YouTube a little bit. Do you guys know what the YouTube hole is?
Yes.
Yes.
We have all been there.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you just kind of get sucked down the YouTube hole. Next video, next video, next video.
Yes. All
And
the
then
time.
like 5 hours later.
Yes.
Just
My
five?
question.
No, I was about to say 5 hours later, you go to the bathroom, come back, and delve even deeper.
Okay, I was gonna say just
You
5
bring back
hours, huh?
food.
Yeah.
and
Of
then
course,
just
you
keep
need
going.
sustenance.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, but my question is there a particular type of video or other type of or multiple types of videos that you just find yourself watching randomly that are maybe oddly satisfying or oddly disturbing that you just watch a bunch of videos and now they're like all over your
Okay, so
your watch
I actually
list?
there is one thing in particular I can think of, and it's not satisfying. Like, I enjoy it, so it's not like it's bad, right?
Sure.
I watched one video one time. It was recommended. It was Pawn Stars. It was a clip from the TV show, and now
Everywhere.
my entire
Don't you love the algorithm?
my entire recommended
terrible,
feed
but-
is nothing but Pawn Stars, which I admit when I'm working and I'm sitting there and I'm bored, I will throw, because they're 40-minute long videos,
Yeah.
like, of just different products,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great because you don't have to wait through commercials for the expert to come in. It's just like, oh, look, here they are.
Yeah.
And that's actually my preferred way to watch it now. But anyways, another thing that I've been watching quite a bit of is Cinnamon Toast Ken's reactions to To Catch a Predator, and just like different
I haven't
stuff that
watched
he
that
has.
guy in like 15 years.
I just
man.
got into his videos like a month and a half, 2 months ago, because he's been doing a lot of stuff with PewDiePie, and I see him on there reacting to stuff with PewDiePie, and I'm like,
Watched
okay.
Pewds in
So-
one time either, but
So now I've been watching a lot of his videos, but his is basically my entire feed is Pawn
hate the
Stars,
algorithm.
Cinnamon Toast Ken, and then now last night I started watching. I went back and I watched like a few Mythical Kitchen videos and
Sure.
and binging with Babish,
Yep.
and so now it's those three. It is food, which shocker,
Food.
I love.
huge man.
So we got food, we have Cinnamon Toast Ken reaction videos, and then we have Pawn Stars, and that's all my feed is. So I get it.
Those are pretty. I mean, for YouTube, normal things though.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything like off the wall, kind of just weird?
Chiropractor videos.
I love those.
Just every so
Loudest
often.
cracks.
Loudest cracks. I've been getting into a lot of sports compilations,
Yeah, I watched those.
like
sometimes
the
too.
football and stuff like
That's
that.
pretty normal though.
Yeah, but like definitely the chiropractor. My wife watches a lot of like the like blackhead removal stuff.
Oh yeah.
I can't watch that stuff, but she
I've
watches
seen
it
that
all the time.
sometimes.
Oh, like Dr. Pimple Popper and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
She
Just recently, I watched one for whatever reason, and now I've watched like 50, and they're all over. You know when people have like really terrible, nasty, like callous feet and stuff, and they go to the doctor and they just shave it off with a scalpel.
Yep.
Yep.
It's like the
Yeah.
the video.
That's what I'm
What are they
watching.
called? Fairs with the horse hoofs,
Yep.
where the fairs go
Farriers.
in, like they
Ferris.
is that it? Where they get like the big hedge trimmers and they chop off the head.
One
of
that I
the
watch all the
horses.
time is called the Hoof GP, and he trims cow hooves,
Yep.
and it's awesome. I don't know why, but I've watched like all of his videos. Check it out; it is so satisfying.
Another one my wife found recently was there's a company, I think they're out in Colorado, that just videotape like how they like process like cows and pigs and stuff. It's really interesting to just watch like how fast they can tear down an entire pig in like 20
Oh, you're not
minutes.
talking rendering. You're talking.
No,
Okay.
no, like for butchering.
Yeah. Have you seen the
Yeah.
rendering videos? Like, I was watching Dirty Jobs one time,
Oh,
and
It's a great
this
show.
was the
Love
only.
Micro.
This was the
Fantastic
only thing on Dirty
Talking
Jobs
like
ever
everyone.
that has gotten me to even remotely consider shutting it off, because it was just so gross to me. And it was when they were going around picking up dead cows from farms, putting them in the back of a truck, and they were like rendering it. They were putting it through a grinder and just watching this cow go in and get splattered out the other end. I'm like, oh, like that might be the only thing that has ever made me consider shutting off.
You're talking
They're
to
not-
four people that have lived in Esterville.
They're
where
not
there is a
making ad
rendering
revenue
plant.
on that video.
No.
Fair.
It's gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just how fast some people can tear down meat. Like she showed me one a while back that was over in Japan, like the tuna.
Oh,
That's,
those
like,
are awesome.
Bigger,
I have a bunch of those.
bigger
too.
than me, and just how fast they can just
No,
tear it apart.
It's like how
Talking about
fast
over there,
people tune a
it's
piano.
an art.
It's an art. It really like
They take that so seriously. It's crazy,
Yep.
and it's worth so much money.
thousands of dollars.
So
Thousands.
I'm purposely ignoring what Jordan just said, by the way.
Tim over here was just kind of
Yeah.
shaking his head in disappointment.
I try to ignore usually everything that Jordan says. So
I remember back when I was in at Iowa Lakes. Actually, I was taking a biology class, and I watched a video on dissections. To this day, I still get a lot of dissection videos.
Yeah.
Okay, and some of them are really, really graphic.
Yep.
Like it's
there's
Over.
so.
Here's a real question. Like, obviously, used to be like really cool. The YouTube hole was like a really cool thing
Yeah.
to find like new videos you've
Yeah.
never seen
Mhm.
before. That doesn't happen anymore
Mm-mm.
because it just recommends everything of the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Is there a way to like delete sections from the algorithm?
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either.
I think
haven't
other
found
than
one.
just flooding it by not watching those and watching a different type of video, and you just kind of overload
sucks
it.
so bad.
It does. I agree. It sucks, but I think just overloading it would be the only
Right?
way I
Yeah.
can think of. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like the algorithm.
No.
It sucks.
But see, I
There's some weird ones out there.
do fall in the YouTube rabbit hole quite a bit, especially at night when I'm laying in bed and I'm falling asleep. That's usually when I do it. I'll go through the recommended videos, and if there's anything that catches my eye, which usually, like I said, is a reaction video to anything. Like when Cinnamon Toast Ken reacts to Catch a Predator, dude, I die laughing because they're making jokes about these people, and it's just the funniest thing. And there was one where they were reacting to, what is it? It's like the extreme couponers, right? And the lady that was there, the store owed her money, and it was a store that was in a town probably like 15, 20 minutes away, they said. Like, they actually knew the store, and they've driven by it.
Yeah.
And they were like, wait, what? I'm going to stand outside the store, and I'm going to be waiting for this woman. She's going to teach me a few things. Just listening to them, like, just make jokes about this stuff that was so funny to me.
Yeah.
No, the worst though is when you're talking about something and then you go to YouTube and you find recommendations
it's
about
right
what you're
there.
talking about.
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
Spyware.
I was talking to my students during a class about how to hack into Wi-Fi through a printer.
Yeah.
So ever since I have been getting hacking videos showing up in my
Yep.
YouTube feed. It's just like, first off, I don't need these.
Yeah.
I'm already studying for my master's in cybersecurity,
You
so
can
I don't
already do
need them.
this, yeah.
I can already do
Why?
it. But seriously,
One that happened to me,
No.
like speaking of technology, listening to you, a couple months back, my wife and I were in Walmart checking out stuff by like where all the trading cards are, and there was I think it was a Yu-Gi-Oh set that she liked the art on the box. All she said is, "I really like the art on this box." She didn't say what it was, what the game was, or anything. And we literally got out into the car, and I grabbed my phone to check a message, and I had an ad on Facebook for the exact box that she picked up that we did not say the name of.
I don't know. It's scary.
adware should be illegal.
Yes.
Well, it is to some extent,
Yeah.
but
It's terrible.
not as it should be. And it is not enforced
Tim.
as it should be.
It's opening the door for more air movement.
Oh yeah, I'm dying over
Okay.
here.
Yeah, it's pretty
hot.
hot.
It's hot.
It is
It's
hot.
very hot.
But
But yeah, it's crazy some of the stuff that you get
Yeah.
into on YouTube. But
So
I don't know. Any other weird ones?
I'll point out the one that my wife said in chat: cadaver videos to learn about body parts and how they work. Yeah,
It's interesting.
there's actually not YouTube videos, but there's a museum traveling thing. I think it's called like the human body, where people that have literally donated their bodies to science, and you can go look at
Sure.
like a dissected body. They pulled an entire nervous system out of a person, and laid it out so you can see what it looks like. It's really interesting if you ever
I
get
would
a
I was
chance.
going to
gonna
say
give you the
that
fan.
actually looks really
Oh, go ahead,
like
turn
that
it
sounds
on.
like it'd be really cool to go and
That
see.
would, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't hear it?
No.
Okay, cool.
perfect. It got really hot in here.
Yeah,
It got
it's bad.
really hot really
But,
quickly.
What's that thermometer say there, Tim?
80.
8. That does not surprise me
80?
one bit.
Ugh.
Too warm.
Ugh.
It's like 95
Inside the
outside.
house.
Yeah.
Just in this room.
Just in this room.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder I'm sweating badly. But yes.
Hey, I'm the one in the long sleeve.
That's
Yeah.
your own fault.
No, this is my job's fault.
Okay.
That's totally you too, Weston. You
It
those
is.
everywhere. You
I wear
those
these all the
everywhere.
time, so whatever.
That's all right.
Have you seen what Bristow wears?
Well, you see, he gets away with it because of his labs.
'Cause
He
he's
can
a
get away
hippie?
with it. That too.
Bristol's good.
I love you, Bristow. Brian, you are awesome.
I don't know these people.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. We went to school. You didn't.
Yeah. Technically, you did for like a semester.
I
didn't you?
went for
true.
one semester and I stopped because I hated it.
Makes
And
sense.
here I am still
Yeah.
studying.
Anything that you've randomly found off YouTube that you're like totally into now? It's you just watch those videos. They're kind of
Certain
weird
bands,
bands.
a lot of music.
They're actually so. Back when I was researching stuff for my first computer build,
Sure.
that I went down the YouTube rabbit hole of different YouTube channels and I found a ton of different like tech tubers, I guess, that I now enjoy watching, and you just different ways to like get things done, like different programs that I've figured out about and stuff like that. Like I never would have known about these people if it weren't for the algorithm, I guess. So in that sense, I love it. You know, there's so many channels that aren't huge. They're more just like, you know, maybe couple 100,000 subscribers. I mean, it's pretty big, but in the grand scheme of things
They're
on YouTube,
niche.
yeah, like they're in a specific category, and I never would have found these people if it weren't for, I guess, the rabbit hole. Like Bitwit, for instance. You know, I've been watching him for years, and obviously he's hilarious. He's one of my favorite
Yeah.
YouTubers, but I would have no idea who he was if I didn't research that one day back in like 2015 or 16
Yeah.
about building a computer. You know, and there's a bunch of other people that I've been watching since then as well. I'm trying to think of just a random YouTuber that I've discovered now. Oh, another rabbit hole that I love to go into, and this is mostly when I was sick back in February. I think I watched almost all of Demolition Ranch's videos.
Yes.
I love watching stuff blow up, man. Like just when he's shooting that stuff, like he gets out the 50 BMG. Is like today we're gonna see
Doll
what
making,
a 50
huh?
see what a 50
Doll
BMG
making?
will do to this. You know, and we're
Yeah.
just like, there we go.
There's a
It's
few
just
that
so
I
much fun.
like. I don't know if you've ever been to the restoration side of YouTube.
Yes.
There's one,
Yes.
a big one called My Mechanics.
Yep.
I love My Mechanics. So
Like
awesome.
restoring cars or just old, any
random, like a
items
lot
and-
of tools.
A lot of
Okay.
tools.
Like really old things that just kind of, it's so methodical and awesome.
Yes.
Actually,
I
takes it all apart, lays it out the nicest way he can, like just very organized. Recreates it. He has like a tool for everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just
custom made tools.
yeah, it's
to
just
do
really
random
cool.
things.
He's we can't use this piece. He tries to reuse everything.
Yeah.
I'll make another one. Just makes another one.
You started talking about tool restoration. I remember the lock-picking lawyer.
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
He gets like random locks and he'll test them and see how long it takes to get into it, or like if it's any good. And then he had I can't remember what the YouTuber is. He's a bigger YouTuber. Made unpickable locks for him to try and pick, which he couldn't do because they're unpickable. But like that guy's got like thousands of videos of just testing
yeah.
locks. Like I can
Yeah.
watch for hours.
See, there's so many weird, satisfying things like that. I agree.
It's crazy. Like another one. I don't know, this is kind of my kind of niche because I have an art history background. But there's one that's called like Baumgartner Restoration. This guy restores like paintings and stuff and artwork, like old school artwork. It's actually like really fascinating.
Yeah.
Speaking of painting restorations, please tell me you saw a few years back that lady that tried to restore the painting of Jesus.
No, I don't know.
pull
Yeah,
this
she
up.
messed it up royally.
You
That's
said
not
that.
good.
My first thought, dude, it was
Like
I-
it's bad. Like
Let's
she
see.
used the proper stuff, but she just ruined it.
Oh, dude, she butchered this. So the original painting was this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When she restored it,
This is not a joke. We'll
Yeah, you have to
Jordan
touch
will-
up and fill in paints
Yeah.
and stuff, but you're not supposed to add your own.
Yeah.
Like,
Jordan will post that so
That's
you guys
terrible.
can see it.
Oh,
I don't know
it's-
if they can be considered a professional. That's
No.
for sure.
I don't know how she got that job, but if you guys want to see it, if I forget to put the thing in the YouTube video,
Which restoration channel? The
just-
art one or the other tool one or whatever?
well, I'll say for this picture specifically, if you want to see the painting, just type in on
just start on
Google
chat.
Jesus painting restoration. You'll see it there.
It's bad.
It's the first one that pops up, and my God, it is funny,
It's bad.
dude.
Yeah.
She-
I think it's called Baumgartner restoration.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's actually really cool. Check it out if you're into that kind of stuff.
all right.
But I don't know.
Anything?
I'm an
else?
artsy guy.
Yeah.
You
I just
are.
can't make art, obviously.
Well, I mean, that Yoda was beautiful.
It was terrible.
I've seen him make really good art.
I have too. To be fair,
So,
he's actually
guys,
extremely
he's-
good.
really talented.
It's not
He's
good.
just being really humble.
There is
right
a
now,
really
okay?
good. My wife reminded me. There's a really good restoration show on Netflix.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
The British one or whatever.
Yep.
They're really
They
good.
have like their own like toy shop kind
Yeah,
of
they have
place.
their own like
Yeah.
whole shop.
I
of
watched a
just
couple of those episodes, but
really cool stuff.
Well, you want to move on to the next topic then?
yeah,
All right.
go for it.
Okay, so we've had 3 relatively serious technological conversations, I guess. So I'm going to throw us just completely the opposite direction here.
All right.
As you usually
Alright.
do.
So we're on an island, right?
Okay.
There's nothing there except for us.
Nothing.
Well,
no
other,
trees,
I mean,
no
all right. So
flora,
there's
fauna.
no like technology, right? It's-
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So
it's a desert island.
Am I there?
Desert island.
yeah, you can be there. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll put Tim there. So my question
Tim's the
for you
first to go.
is, in a survival situation, where would you draw the line of what you would and would not eat in order to survive? So,
Go further.
like for
What are you
instance,
trying to say?
For instance, if we were on an island together,
Okay.
would you guys get together and be like, "Yes, we're gonna eat Tim in order to live," or would you just?
Not right away.
No.
You wouldn't just. I wouldn't murder my friends just to have
Well, no,
food.
I'm saying if it was life or death in that moment, where would you draw the line? Like, because some people are like, "Oh, I would never eat a horse." Well, obviously, I would. I'd eat the crap out of a horse.
One thing I would say,
Horse
don't eat.
meat's pretty good apparently.
I don't think I eat the crap, but the meat maybe.
I would say if
Why
we're
not just
voting on
eat the
who's
horse,
first,
man? Well, gosh, why are you going crazy like that? You're not gonna get a whole lot of nutrients there.
if we're gonna go who eats first, don't go with me. You don't want too much fat in your diet, so I would say don't eat me first.
I'm gonna go a different way. I'm gonna go a different way.
Have you
Okay.
seen this belly? This
I
gut?
wouldn't. If Jordan's like gonna die and we're gonna die, I want to make use of him. I don't want to eat him. So I'm going to cut him up into little pieces and use his flesh to catch fish.
Yep.
And I will be using his bones as tools.
Maybe set a
in order
trap.
to take
Get
care
if
of
they have
other
small
things.
mammals
Yep.
or something on the island,
Yep.
right?
Like those
Use
ribs?
it. He's got bones. You're saying, Weston. I'll use bones to make tools.
Yep.
You can make a bone knife, really cool. Any sort of practical tool like that. Maybe if we're getting really crazy, we skin him and use his hide to make something cool like that.
Or would it be too dark to say like
We
use
think
his
so.
skull for like recreation, like football?
You're dead right now,
Hey,
Jordan.
they use the schools for soccer. So.
Okay.
You're dead, Jordan. You're not gonna feel this, all right?
You'd be kicking my skull around like a soccer ball?
We have to have
Hey,
entertainment.
Hey, we're not going to sit around bored.
Yeah.
Not when there's the opportunity.
So we will make
You did
use
this,
of all
Jordan.
parts of you, all
You
right?
did
I
this.
regret bringing up this topic.
We will survive,
Yeah,
gents.
We will
survive.
find ways to survive.
Just not Jordan. We will survive because
Well-
of Jordan.
The first one to go down is the only one to go down. This
Yeah.
thing is the best way to put this. And that will
Yeah.
end up being Jordan, but we'll be nice at the
Most
moment and say
likely.
whoever.
Pretty bold of you to assume that I don't have the most survival instincts here.
You don't.
You don't.
I bet I could survive in the woods longer than you guys could.
I doubt it.
I bet I could.
Oh.
So
This sounds like a challenge.
It
that's
does.
a YouTube series, right? So we could go a week in the woods with nothing. We just see who can.
I have a job, Jordan.
Yeah.
I have an actual job.
I have a family.
all by myself.
We come back next week and Jordan's just not here.
You feel his own week challenge? That was just too weak, Jordan.
Yeah, put a poll up there. Who's gonna die first?
Probably.
And will it be by natural means?
Yeah.
Or is Dan going to kill me? Because I feel like that right now is kind of the.
Oh, it's pretty bold of you to assume that Dan's the one to do this.
Yeah.
Wait, you're gonna kill me?
You would never know it.
He'd produce some sort of crazy poison from like
Some
the fauna
random plant
or
that
the
we
flora there on the island, and just put it in your water or something.
This is like the exact opposite of what I thought this topic was gonna be. I was like, would you be willing if you had a pet dog there? Would you eat the dog to survive or something like that?
Why?
You know,
We
like-
have you.
I would use the dog to hunt.
Yeah.
Agreed.
If the island was big enough and I did have like a dog, that would be something I would do. Use the dog to hunt.
By the way, how large is this island? Is it large enough that there are other fauna on the island?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the dog would definitely be better off for hunting. Why would we actually kill that dog?
Yeah, why would we kill,
It's far
kill
too
the
valuable.
dog when we can kill Jordan?
And I'm not.
Well, duh, the dog.
What would PETA say right now, Jordan?
They definitely
Screw
kill you.
PETA.
See?
Screw PETA. They're the worst.
No, I'd definitely. I don't know. I wouldn't eat a dog. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't eat somebody unless.
So life or death, you would not eat a dog no matter what.
Nope.
Okay.
I would.
I would.
I would too.
I would
Hands
not.
down.
If I didn't have any sort of like emotional attachment, like I would not want to eat Ranger.
Yeah.
I mean,
know,
I would
I would-
still
Just a random dog
Eat
though.
my
What-
pet.
What if Ranger was dead already?
If I was
you-
going to
Yes,
die.
already.
Because of
Natural
causes.
causes.
It's just sentiment after that, dude.
See,
It really
it would
is.
be. I guess if it was life or
So you-
death, I wouldn't want to, but you got to do what you got to do to
Yeah.
survive. You
Yeah.
know?
I was gonna say I would eat any of my pets if it came down to it. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Not that
man,
my pet would actually be a meal.
Let's say your
but-
pet would be like you might be
Sad.
able to get like half a thing of, I guess it'd be puppy noodle soup. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
A whole 12 pounds of
Puppy
terror.
noodles.
Puppy noodles.
What is a puppy noodle?
you okay over there, Tim?
That needs to be the next shirt.
Puppy noodle soup.
Oh, Tim's over here just like unable to talk
Yeah.
almost. I love it.
But
No, but like realistically, I mean, like I would say, like would you eat a cat? But
there's not enough eating out of a cat.
It just it
Yeah.
comes down to
But I would.
whose life is more important, yours or your pet's.
Yeah.
And the human life is well above a pet always.
yeah.
Mhm.
Always. Just rationale.
yeah,
and I love
mean,
I love pets. I love animals.
I
Well,
agree.
except for Jordan's, you know.
I would eat Ranger.
That-
I'm sorry.
If it
I
came
love
down
Ranger,
to
but
survival?
if it came down to survival, I would eat Ranger.
I mean, if it was like life or death,
Yeah.
you would almost have to.
Almost have to. Yeah.
See, cats, I feel like you bring some sauce with you or something. You just you could have like orange chicken. Except I mean, we know what
Some
they
sauce
you know what
with
we
you.
serve.
Yeah.
You know what they serve at some of those Chinese restaurants, right? So
We landed on a deserted island, nothing but dang. I'm so happy I bought teriyaki sauce with me. We found 3 bottles of duck sauce, but
hey, you don't.
that's
know,
it.
We all know Jordan has pocket teriyaki, so
It's buffalo sauce, sir.
Yeah, it would be
yeah.
Think of it's me we're talking about. I have buffalo sauce. No, because I mean, obviously, because the whole thing that made me think about this was there was a meme. It was a picture of a billboard. I don't know if PETA put it up. And it was like, where do you draw the line? And it had like, it was chicken, pig, cow, and then it had cat, dog, horse, and someone spray painted here. Like it was like, what would you be like? What would you eat?
Yeah.
Like where would you? So, I mean, I guess if you had a thing of like animals, obviously the dog and the cat would be last, I would think, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
So if you were gonna survive, dog and cat would be the last one I'd eat, or for sure the dog, maybe questionable on the cat, but
Cats are jerks.
they are. The cat would take all
Well-
the food and try to eat it themselves, and then
Cats make good
You'd
bait.
take the cats before the dogs because the dogs have more value in
Yeah.
that survival
Oh,
situation.
very much
Sure.
so, yeah.
I mean, it's a case-by-case basis anyway. Like,
Yeah.
are these animals bred for food, for slaughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are they pets? Obviously, there's sentimental value there, and
Yeah.
you're not going to kill your dog, but
What would a vegan do?
die.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
It's against my moral code to eat that fish. Well, you're gonna die then. Well, it's either I die or the fish die. Okay, see ya. I guess we'll eat you
Hey,
next.
more tools.
We'll eat you next. You know.
I mean, they wouldn't have a lot of meat on them,
That's,
really wouldn't.
That's true.
That's true.
but we could, utilize their body like we were
Yeah,
talking about with yours. So,
Make good fish bait, make good tools, some traps.
Jordan is a tool.
I mean, you can survive just on fruit
Wow,
and
Tim.
whatnot, but it would hurt your body a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, what's the? This is such a weird question. What is the downside, other than morality? Like, what's the downside to cannibalism? Because I know it does something like physiology.
It messes
like,
up.
It
your
does
body,
mess you
yeah.
up, but like
you get disease and messed
after-
up
Oh,
stuff.
there's
After
a
how
name
long?
for it. There's
After
a
how
name
long?
for it.
I'm not sure. Like if you eat
It's-
one piece of human flesh, you're done.
yeah, but like
it's
if
just-
so, if you were on a deserted island, you had to survive a year. If you had to eat one human or two humans in that year, would it do anything?
I don't know. I don't know what the.
I actually don't know the drawing.
I don't know.
the
I don't
line
know
for
what
that.
the,
Because
I
there
don't know.
is something, right?
because there's definitely side effects and stuff for
Yeah.
eating too much of it. But there's been crazy situations where people have eaten dead party members, like when they're stuck in a frozen cave or something. And
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a story that happened
Donner
during
party
the
or whatever it was,
Yeah,
and a couple. There's been a bunch of those, but
Yeah.
I don't know if those people have been. Oh, you ate your friend, you're screwed. You're gonna die from some crazy brain disease or something.
Yeah.
But
Is
I
this
don't
how
know.
the apocalypse starts?
Maybe.
Zombie apocalypse starts because one person
maybe
on
it
an island
is.
ate a friend.
Maybe it is.
See, I don't know, because like I said earlier, I would obviously, well, it was obvious. You guys would be the last things on my list. But after hearing you guys talk about eating me first, I'm not quite sure anymore. You know?
No,
Hey,
that-
I'm
that's
not
why
eating
we have
you.
nothing
I'm
left.
using
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I would kill you straight off.
first.
It's whoever dies first.
It's
like
the first
we're
to
gonna
go
utilize
down.
what we have.
Yeah.
You don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun your buddy. So I'll just,
Kinda.
outrun Dan.
I mean, in
You're
that
not
case,
wrong.
I'm down first.
It used to be
mean,
pretty
see ya,
quick,
John.
sir. It used to be pretty quick.
Because I don't know, man. Like,
Now I'm fat.
because I think everywhere but North America, horse is a pretty common thing to eat. So I mean, because
In Mexico,
there's a lot of
horse,
people
actually.
here where they're like, no, I would never in a million years eat a horse. It's like, why not? Like I want to try horse. I bet your horse tastes kind of good.
I've heard it's very good, actually.
IKEA
one of the
make
guys
their
I
meat-
work
their
with
meatballs
said
out of
that
it.
it's one of his
Yeah.
favorite things is horse, actually.
Yeah.
But he was from Mexico. So.
Yeah, and then you have like what other animals would be right on the edge, I guess, because you would have.
I mean, you get like
Like any
alligator.
Oh, dude, I'd eat.
Have you
I've
had
had
alligator?
alligator.
I enjoyed alligator.
What I did have wasn't
The
that great,
best,
to be
yeah.
honest. Like I don't
It
know.
really
but,
wasn't.
I heard alligator just tastes like chicken, like literally.
kind
No.
of.
It's
It's leaner.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
It's got
leaner.
a interesting aftertaste, I
Yeah.
think. But
I wasn't the biggest
I don't
fan.
know. Rabbit, maybe. People are kind of iffy about rabbit.
I actually really like rabbit.
Um,
I've had it before. It's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I went out hunting with my uncle and we got a couple rabbits and just frying that up, surprisingly good. And I would 100% eat it again.
Because what else did we have at that wild game feed?
I mean, they goose, buffalo.
Geese is really good.
Buffalo is wonderful.
Buffalo's
Buffalo's
incredible.
amazing.
Goose is pretty good. I've had
Um,
duck. I like duck a lot.
Duck's great.
Duck's really good. Yeah.
We had kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
That wasn't very good, to be honest.
It really. I wasn't
It
the
could
biggest
have been
fan,
the
but
way it was prepared.
It
too.
might have just been that. I
It
don't
was
know.
like a stuffing,
Yeah.
and it wasn't my favorite by any means.
See, because I
It wasn't
want,
the worst on the menu.
I
but
want to try kangaroo. I think they'd be kind of good.
Boar was really good.
Yeah,
but
Wild
then
boar
again,
was
boar
amazing,
is
but
Boar
that's,
is-
That's just like
essentially
pork.
pig. but
Yeah, I mean, that's just pork.
it's
at that
much
point.
leaner though.
Much.
but-
much
Um,
leaner.
Yeah, Americans do eat squirrels.
Yeah, they're not that good. I've
Usually the more forestry type of people, those that hunt and stuff.
Yeah, I was not a fan of squirrel when I had it. My favorite, I can't even say it's like an exotic meat, I guess, but my favorite not traditional meat, I guess, that I've ever had is elk. Elk meat
Elk?
is
Yes.
incredible.
I mean,
It is so good.
I love venison, so
And so,
that's
I don't know
pretty
if-
common. The most common exotic. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
venison's. I actually have some in my freezer right now. I was talking. I want to go to Norway next year for my birthday, and I was looking up, common food in Norway and like reindeer and caribou, and I'm like, dude, heck yeah, I want to try that. That'd be
Yeah.
fun. Like, let's go.
A lot of
You
that's
know?
pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like seafood.
See, I'm not a fan of seafood.
Yeah. We know. You
Crab-
have a lot of things that are wrong with
I
it.
Crab and
see
lobster,
food and I
but-
eat it.
You see,
Like,
I enjoy
I like
sushi, so
crab
I
is
think
my
we'd
favorite.
be fine with a
Crab
lot
is
of
my
that.
favorite.
I can't
Lobster
do
is
shrimp.
me.
I can't
Huh?
do
You
shrimp.
don't?
To be honest.
I love sushi.
I do not like shrimp.
I just don't think I've had lobster that's been prepared really good.
Yeah,
but
that's always
shrimp
hard
is
to
hit and
find.
miss with me too.
Yep.
I'm a texture guy, as you know, so a
Yep.
little chewy sometimes. When it's not all chewy, it's I don't know. It's just weird for me.
Dude, speaking of shrimp, there was one year, and this was awful. My cousin, her husband, and her stepkid were over for Christmas one year, and they were sitting next to the shrimp tray and just picking up the shrimp and eating, like tail and all, eating the whole shrimp. I'm like, oh,
Some people
like,
do that.
Some people
I'm just
do
like,
that,
oh
yeah.
no, like shrimp
people
on
do
its
that.
own is just
Yeah.
not okay to me. Like that
Yeah.
just it seems it's so gross.
Only if it's deveined.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the big part of like why I don't
like
like a lot
whole
of
shrimp
shrimp.
that did.
I just
people-
I can't do it.
See, so on the
But
island,
I
would.
can eat lobster like nobody's business.
As long as we had, the ability to catch things from the sea, like I'd be okay.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
do like
'cause-
fish. It's not my, favorite thing, but I do like fish.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't like fish, but if I had to, I would eat it if I
Yeah.
had to survive. And that's not saying I don't have fish sometimes.
Sure.
It's not my first choice. It's pretty far down the. But let's say I go fishing, right? I get a walleye. I'm like, okay, you know what? Might as well. Like I haven't had a walleye in a couple years, so I'll bring it home. I'll cook it up. But that I know where it came from. I know how it was prepared.
Sure.
I don't know why when it comes to fish, I'm just so iffy on it, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're in Iowa, where everyone's talking about how good seafood is all the time, but I'm like, you can't get like fresh seafood almost. I don't think
You
anywhere.
can get fairly fresh.
Fairly fresh. Not
Stuff comes real fast. It's if you want it to be safe anyway, it has to be frozen for a certain amount of time anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff, especially like actual sea from the sea, like food from the sea, fish and whatever,
Yeah.
like saltwater stuff, have parasites that you have to prepare correctly.
I mean, you
to
can
get
just
rid of
brine
them.
it and kill them that way, right?
Sometimes,
I say, I think if you just
but
put
it
it in
has
salt.
like there's you have to. I don't know. They have like codes and stuff, especially like on the East Coast. Like hey, another YouTube video, called Outdoor Chef Life. One of my favorites. He catches his own stuff and cooks it like on the beach and stuff and makes sushi. Well, he's a sushi
Yeah.
chef. But
Okay.
so they have like yearly codes you have to check every time you go out, like
Yep.
what your limits are and everything, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's like, this is fine. This type of fish usually is known for its parasites. So, like when he fillets it, you can look and see, and he'll like pick them out sometimes.
Yeah. Actually, so one time I went fishing
But
with my
that's
uncle,
crazy.
and we got a bunch of perch, and he was filleting them, and there was one of the perch had some parasites in it, and so he just took a knife and picked them out, put the thing in salt water, let it sit for half hour or so, just kill any parasite that was there, washed them off, and then fried it up, and we ate it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's obviously kind of a common thing, I guess, for fish to have parasites. But so on the island, I guess, yeah, like I said, I would eat the fish. I wouldn't want to. I'm not saying that's a line that I would or wouldn't cross because I mean, it's it's clearly on the eating side.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
that's not on the line. So, see, I don't know where my line would be though, because it depends. If we had the list of animals, I guess I could draw up a line and be like, it's right here.
Yeah.
Well, you're not eating birds because they're not real.
Yeah. Birds aren't
They're,
real.
they're all machine drones,
So no pigeons.
We kill enough of the drones to take its technology and like build a phone or something.
Well, you figure after about the
That's how we
second
get
or
off the
third one
island.
we take apart or kill, they'd be like, hey, why do these keep dying here? And they'd show up and save us
Maybe.
or kill us. Yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
only a
We know too
couple they
much.
might just attribute it to the weather.
Yeah.
We'd have to
So-
kill hundreds.
We could do it.
Maybe. They're gonna send
Well,
more.
yeah.
Once one disappears randomly.
Well, if you get the proper, possibly one day, just
Weston
doing.
hacking into
But I was going to
birds.
say what you could do. I'm not sure how well they've prepared for electromagnetic pulses, but you can always get some good magnetic stones, and if you
You're gonna
send
make
the
an
proper
EMP?
pulse- yeah.
A natural
You could do
EMP
that.
with
Wes is
metal.
gonna get a natural EMP.
I don't think that's gonna happen. You'd have to have a huge
you-
amount of.
If you find where
magnetic
they're
rock.
nesting, you can find enough, and actually you can supercharge it a little bit and get it to.
How are you gonna
Burst.
supercharge an EMP on an island by yourself? Are you gonna?
Depends on what
I'm pretty
resources
sure
there are.
America does have abalone. It's just it'd be a coastal thing, so we don't have it here. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're in Midwest, but
We're about as far away from the coast as you can
We
get.
really are.
yeah.
I'm
But I'm pretty sure we do. I don't know.
Now I'm curious to know how Weston would make a EMP on an island where there's nothing.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's not.
I don't think he could.
I mean,
But
it
Weston's
depends
a
on what
cool
there
cat.
are. I'd have to
And a
see
smart
what resources
dude.
are at my
he's
hand.
like, we'll have to find magnetic rocks, and I'm like, no, Weston, you're
It's-
not gonna be.
You can.
You can find them.
You would
can
have
find
to
them.
get magnetic rocks. You would have to find metal from somewhere because you'd have to build an antenna to collect a lightning charge to zap those rocks and supercharge them, and then figure out a way.
There are other
Not,
conductors you can
not
use.
necessarily. You just have to have a large
mean, there-
amount.
I say we have Jordan hold the lightning rod.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a good
Why do you all
conductor.
want to just kill me all the time?
Fry up the flesh.
There you go.
Tanned leather, huh?
I will
Crispy bacon.
say, honestly, depending on the soil of the island, I mean, there's iron-rich soil.
Yeah.
There is.
Like there's a guy.
Depends on what island we're on.
Exactly.
There's-
You
There's
gotta
so
have
many.
Yeah, there's a
questions.
guy I watch
Stuff
on
there.
TikTok that literally just does stuff with iron. That he literally just takes a magnet and walks around his yard and just picks up iron filings and.
How much is iron worth? Would that be like worth
Not
doing
much.
and melting
No.
down? And,
No.
No,
It would
not
not.
much.
I just want money.
We know you, Jordan. We know this. But
It's
no,
not
you're not
worth
going to get that
that
much
much, no.
out of it.
Poor boy.
Yeah.
So,
So the line would be drawn. You guys obviously would not be against eating me or using me immediately.
well, I wouldn't eat you, but I would use
I'd
you.
utilize.
Utilize you
I'm
you.
used to being used.
Well,
after
clearly.
you died of natural causes.
Yep.
Natural causes, yeah, sure.
Very loose term for natural.
Hemlock's natural.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
God dang it, guys. I think
Falling on a stick, totally natural. Okay, maybe he didn't fall, but
You mean falling into an actual pit trap
yep, there you go.
Yep.
with venomous
with-
snakes.
with spikes at the bottom?
Yep.
Sharpened wood?
Push off a
all
cliff.
natural.
Gravity's natural.
Yeah,
natural.
gravity's natural.
You guys are awful.
We're
so bad,
survivors.
We're survivors.
There you go.
Natural causes Dan with Big Rock.
That rock is probably natural.
Rock is natural, man.
If I let go of said rock, gravity is natural.
Yep.
If it falls on you, I can't help you.
Gotta watch out for those fallen rocks, man.
That's what the signs are for. And I think this is the sign that we got to end this episode. So
Got rather morbid.
it
Just a
kind of
little.
did. So
Just a little.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This is Uncalled For, episode 4, and that whole last part was Uncalled For. I would say killing me is
Oh,
very
no.
much
No,
uncalled
no,
for.
By that point, it's uncalled 4 minus 1.
What was it? What was it that got said earlier? It was uncalled for -1 plus 1.
Yeah,
Is
Troy
this
said that, I
episode?
think.
You guys are awful. But anyways,
I mean, it can only be uncalled for, and if Tim's there, we got to get rid of someone.
It's
Yeah,
true.
It's true.
You are the weakest link.
We got to make room for Logan next week.
He's not wrong.
you're gonna kill me off my own show for Logan.
Out of your own house, too.
God dang. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna call it a night here. So, guys, thank you so much
Bye-bye.
for watching.
Bye.
Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/hugemedia. Probably where you're watching it right now, actually. So
Logan is
it's
next
gonna be
week.
right there.
That is correct.
So that's true. Logan will be here next week. We're gonna probably kidnap him, force him to stay.
Hey, don't tell him that yet.
Well,
He's
get
not
in
here.
first.
He's not here anymore.
he might
he
watch
has to
this.
take my spot.
That's true.
Next week is my
kidnap-
last episode.
That's your last one. So we need Logan here to train him, and then we will kidnap him. We will throw him in the closet over here, and we will not let him leave. I do like that. So, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Uncalled For episode 5, I guess, next week, Monday, 7 p.m. Central Time if you're watching this live on Twitch. Otherwise, every Monday on YouTube, or on Twitch, you know, if you're watching this on YouTube. It's every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Twitch.tv/Huge Media Studios. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.